Hello world, this time I'm gonna play some of this. I don't like Sword Fight Facility very much, and also I'm very tired. Just because I'm tired. I don't know why, but I'm tired. And I figure, it's probably a good idea to get some sword fighting practice in where I can, even if this isn't just classic swords. These swords are different, and therefore the gameplay is different. Fenced is here. Fenced is my friend, by the way. He's part of this tournament. For some reason, he hasn't said hi, but anyway, that it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I'm gonna play this, which I don't like this game very much usually, but it is what it is. So I'm playing it. And I just absolutely love it whenever my sword goes through somebody multiple times and it does no damage. I think it's great, I think we should add that to every single sword fighting game all the time, forever. And I really, really love it how you enter into arena, you spam click and someone kills you because you can't actually attack. That's also really wonderful. But but anyway, wouldn't it be great if that was in every sword fighting game? I mean, I don't know, maybe it's already there. I don't play anything but SFF anymore because of this reason. I mean, I do come here. As you can see, I have like 2,000 kills here because I do play this every now and again with certain people. Like, I join Matt here and stuff. A lot of people seem to have left, or maybe they're doing 1v1s. Wow, this is lagging suddenly. I don't know why I'm getting lag spikes like that. It's like back in 2017 or 2018 or something, I had lag spikes like that, but it was weird because it was like, and maybe it was 2016 actually. So I would get lag spikes, and my entire, like, everyone would freeze on my end, but I was still able to move around, but my sword wouldn't animate. It was like everything was frozen. So on everyone else's screen, it was like I was standing in one spot and I had 1 health. And it's weird because the game would keep me alive, even though they would constantly have what would be the equivalent of kills on me. Like, they could attack me over and over and get kills, supposedly. So I would run around the map, and because hit detection still worked, I would just run around and spam click and spin around people, and after like a minute or so of doing that, I would come back because the game would stop freezing, and the connection would resume, like the spike would end, and I would get like 10 to 20 kills in 1 life, and it was very weird how that worked. So here we go. Conditioner joined me. She's going to be part of this tournament as well. And stuff. And here's hoping that the tournament is fun and that it goes well. And I'm going to record it, send my footage to Corbin because he wanted it. And honestly, I don't know if he wants that in some kind of file or if he just wants it in a video. I'm thinking I'll just send him a YouTube video that is already pre-recorded, but he's going to put that in his highlights, supposedly, or talk about it. And that's interesting. Anyway, that's that. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't got much to talk about, especially now because I'm tired. It's crazy that I even came up with as much stuff to talk about as I did at SFF today. Usually, you'll have me just sitting here not saying anything because I don't have anything to say. I don't have any topics. I don't have anything. So I just sit here and stare at people and stare at my face. Let's see if I can see it. Yeah, there it is. It's basically Shedletsky's face. Anyway, stare at that face for a bit. Back in old Roblox, everybody would have that little face on them, seemingly. It seems like everybody would just sit there with their mind games and they would be all prideful. They'd just sit there like this, just kind of stare at you. And then you'd come at them to attack them, and they basically baited you by not doing anything and standing there. And then they would kill you without even breaking a sweat. And then you'd be like, how did that happen? And then you'd come at them again, and it was the same thing over and over and over again. And they'd call you trash, and they'd leave. So that was sword fighting. That's how it used to go. Now it's just, I don't know, you play this and you do your best. Everybody's extremely active, and then you're still called trash. It doesn't matter if you're good or if you're bad. You're still trash at the end of the day. But anyway, I think the moral of the story is to just play the game and not care about what in the world anybody is actually saying, because it's like whenever someone says wrecked, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. If they keep repeating themselves that you're trash, then at that point it becomes like idle chatter, like small talk, like how's the weather? Except it stops being how the weather is, and it's more like trash. So that's why at SFF. Okay, here's me coming up with a random thing to talk about. But anyway, at SFF, people used to call me trash all the time, and I would just slaughter them at the time. And I would just keep slaughtering them. As you can see that I am not doing right now. I am not slaughtering people. I'm doing okay. I mean, people tell me I'm good, but I don't see it anymore. Maybe it's just my imagination. Maybe I'm just too prideful in what I used to be. But yeah. Anyway, so people would call me trash all the time, and my response to them would be, "When you can't, trash can." It was just a witty joke on their, or a humorous joke, I'd say, on their attempt to insult me, because their goal was to make me upset rather than anything else. Maybe even make me feel ashamed. I don't know, but I'm just gonna assume that that was their intention, because it usually is. And if you just sit there and you make a joke of what they're saying rather than getting upset about it, then it's just kind of funny, and it turns it around. It turns what could be an argumentative situation into a more lighthearted approach, I guess. I would assume that maybe it could defuse a situation rather than make it worse. But some people went so far as to taking it as an insult that I said it that way. So, so that was funny. And honestly, I don't know how I'm getting a lot of these kills right now. It doesn't make any sense. This shouldn't even be working, and yet it is. Maybe it's just that these people are just letting me kill them at this point. I mean, it's my only idea, because you see this reach? It doesn't make any sense. So used to, I would do a circle like this, and then I would push shift and just like double push shift, and it would be like back in 2016, whenever I was doing the bridge, I learned that if you did this and did shift and like did a double slash and did left while holding shift, while pushing shift, then it would quickly shift your character all the way around and do a whole bunch of damage really quick. I don't know if that's still how it functions, but that's how it did, and it did a lot of damage. I noticed after I discovered that and played that way for a while that people started doing that left and right. And I don't know if that became, if that already was a clanning style or whatever, but it seemed to rapidly become a thing that people did all the time after that. But anyway, it was interesting. But there were a lot better players like that back then. Like, for example, there was this player named Darkness, and she would play at the bridge all the time. She was incredibly toxic. But hey, I remember her, and if she ever watches this video and is upset at me for saying her name, then too bad, because I remember you and you're a very good sword fighter, and that's all I have to say about that. Even if you did hate me for whatever reason. But, I missed those days, honestly, back whenever we would play the bridge all the time. The bridge is a really good game. It would be great if somebody could revive that. If anybody would. And honestly, I'm thinking, all this stuff on Sword Fights and the Heights 4, that's cool and whatnot. I'm thinking, it would be really cool if somebody were to make some kind of recreation or something of Sword Fighting Tournament, because that is the game that I got really, really good at sword fighting in, and it was because of the map. It wasn't because of the regular sword play, and it added some dynamic to actually playing the game, and it wasn't just running around and slashing randomly and trying to react to people. I mean, you did do that a lot, but there were game modes where you had to scavenge for swords that would rain out of the sky, for example. You wouldn't start with anything, and you have to go pick up random items and use them. but the swords were all different. Linked was the only one that was like Linked. There were katanas and stuff that you could buy, and those were kind of overpowered, I would say, because of the damage they did. The red katana specifically could just be my imagination, but at the time it did a lot more damage. And then the wooden sword also did a lot more damage than it was supposed to do. It only costed 25 because it wasn't supposed to be anything but a joke, I imagine. But it worked. It was very effective. Got me lots of kills. And I would like to say it was because I was a good player, and I would like to say it's because I was good at playing the luring game and the mind games and stuff. And I was, kind of, at times, but, I could be wrong. I could be just an average player, or less, even worse than an average player, but it worked a lot of times. And honestly, I have to say, I am very, very bad at playing the whole baiting game where people double click and they go back and forth, and I just can't do that anymore. I don't know if I ever could, but it's just not what I can do. Like, see that? They perfectly react to me every time. And I try to change what I do, and it just doesn't work. And I notice a lot of times whenever I start becoming aggressive like that, I just die. Maybe I should just stop playing aggressive. Used to, back in sword fighting tournament, I would play completely non-aggressive. Like, I was the mind game player to the extent that I would bait people. That's what I would do. I would wait on one side of the map, kind of sort of force them to be the aggressor because the timer would run low, and I wouldn't care a lot of times if I actually won, because for the most part, I didn't need any items. I just needed the wood sword, so it was good enough. And just playing the waiting game worked back then. Whenever Reach came in, it changed everything. I don't know. You are just hard. Yep, that's me. I'm hard. Or at least that's how I feel about myself. Oh, hey, I won against her finally. I didn't even turn around before I killed him. That doesn't make too much sense. And I honestly should have died. Well, I'm recording a video again because, I don't know, I figure, Corbin said he needed people, or, whatever, that just do videos, and to be honest with you, I just feel kind of inspired to do videos on sword fighting games. Even if I don't play anything but SFF, maybe it'll change. Maybe I'll start just playing different sword fighting games just because of that. And I don't expect to be very good at it. Like, I could just be a content creator and it could just happen. But I'm hoping that it's as fun as it was for me to make a video just talking at SFF, because I'm not gonna lie, just talking at SFF was incredibly enjoyable for some reason, even though I wasn't really talking to anybody specific. Sure, it came out and people, maybe whoever watched it, but it wasn't specifically talking at anybody, and it just kind of came out. So it was just fun to express myself and get that out there. for a change. I mean, I have told about my past and these different various circumstances many, many times to different people in chat, and it I don't know, it isn't the same, I guess. And there I go with nothing to talk about again. Speaking of which, if anybody needs a hard game, I recommend them playing Nuclear Throne on Steam. Has nothing to do with this, or even Elden Ring, or any of these other games that it has anything to do with. But it was an interesting game. It was very hard at first, and then I played it a whole bunch, and it became just kind of mediocre in terms of difficulty. So I mean, it's a roguelike. You just kind of learn, and it's a bullet hell game. So if you need like reaction speed and quick thinking and stuff, you can play Nuclear Throne, and it'll help you develop that over time, I would say, because that's what it did for me, kind of. But then again, I kind of got my fast reaction speed and stuff starting from Halo and games like that. And I did play a little bit of Call of Duty, but I don't know if Call of Duty would really be that kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. Call of Duty felt really casual to me instead of Halo by comparison, because it's just so easy to get kills in that game. At least Black Ops it was. Modern Warfare 2 it was. I don't know about Advanced Warfare or any of the others, because the last one I played was Advanced Warfare, but I didn't play it much. I just kind of fell off of Call of Duty because it just wasn't the same as, I don't know, Black Ops. Black Ops 1 and 2 were my favorite, I would say. Mainly for the zombies. You know, Oilers and Zydad. As streakers, they may have abused some glitches here and there. They may have faked their 1,000 score and stuff, the abuse of glitches. But I have to hand it to them. They were pretty good sword fighters. So, just have to say that, because they were. I miss fighting them a lot of times because they were part of the community. They were extra. They were someone to fight against. I'm not going to say they are extras, but they aren't. I don't know. They weren't necessarily fun to talk to. That's what I will say. They weren't fun to talk to. They did get on my nerves. They made me a bit upset, but 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 they had their chill moments, and they were good sword fighters with a relativistically interesting strategy, I suppose. But with my style of play, pretty much anybody was killable. And I still feel like I could kill just about anybody in the game if I played against them long enough. It's just how it goes. But I would have to sit here and dedicate hours of my time playing this again. That's a good question. I wonder what is happening on the Discord. Huh. Nothing. Nothing is happening. So KOKKOKK says that that he wants me to win the tournament, but I can say hands down that I'm not gonna win. I'm I just I don't know. I'm not good enough for that. I've had enough tournaments in sword fighting to know that I'm just not as good as your average player anymore. Maybe I am an average player, but I don't know. And yes, I've fallen out of conversation again. Just kind of here staring at the game. Because that's how it goes. And I am sorry if this video sounds like ASMR stuff. People have told me that it does a lot. And it's not my intention to sound that way. If it does, then, cool. If it's your thing, but it's not intended. I intend to make this just, I don't know, gameplay. But I'm obviously not the best commentator, so this is what you get from me, as I said before. My voice just happens to suck. So, yeah. Wow. 0 damage. This dude has to be hacking. Yep, I'm hacking. Look, my sword is going up and down. I'm hacking like I'm chopping a tree. That's totally what it is. I mean, I used to make that joke all the time. Whenever people would say that I was hacking, I would just say, "Yeah, we're all hacking. We're, chopping with our swords." Because I mean, that's what it's like. Chopping, chopping, chopping. And it is a slice, but yeah, it looks like a chop. Kind of. Kind of. Sort of. Looks like a chop. Right? Yeah. Kind of. Anyways. I mean, let's be honest. In Minecraft, whenever you're cutting a log or chopping it, it looks exactly the same as whenever you're taking a pickaxe and you're chopping the stone. That guy's not hacking, by the way. I'm just not good. by the way, going after the sword arm is a very good tactic. And anybody watching, I recommend you do it more because nobody expects it. I mean, some people expect it these days because it became more of a thing at some point. But back whenever I started doing it, it was less of a thing. Anyway, if you do it, it has a high risk, but it also carries a good reward if you're very good with precision. So I just recommend you do that more, especially maybe in a Swathor tournament. It might actually help because of the long swords. The long swords would have especially good usage in those cases. I mean, you wouldn't even have to aim for the sword arm, but the sword arm, as you can see, it sticks out from the body a bit more, so your hitbox is lengthened. Which is why if you aim for that sword arm, especially during lunges, then you can hit them from even farther away than you normally would be able to do it if you do it with good accuracy. I don't know what happened there. Well, I feel like my commentary just kind of died off. Or I don't even know if I should call it commentary. Let's just call it what it is, and it's just random rambling. So, my rambling has died off, and now you get a boring video with nothing in it. Except for just me staring at a screen and walking around in circles. This is why I need somebody to talk to. Because at least having somebody to talk to, I would have something going for me there. Anyway, this is the result of that. Also, I didn't mention this, but in this video, I edited OBS a little bit and added a additional bit of volume to my mic. I don't know if it changes anything, but if it does, then you could either let me know, or maybe I'll find out just by listening to it myself. I don't know if I will actually hear the difference. Maybe I need to boost it more. In the past, I had to use literal boost on my mic through the software itself rather than through anything else, because I don't have anything else to boost it with. And at that time, I had to boost it up to 10 because otherwise people couldn't hear me. And I had like really quiet voice in those videos. Like it was literally impossible to hear me unless you had max volume. And even then it was like whispers, despite the fact that I was talking normally. So it's not my fault that you can't hear me if you can't. But I do my best. Except for the times that I'm not talking, those are my fault. Definitely. Because I'm not actually saying anything. And I am getting quieter when I'm talking because I just, I'm sighing while I'm talking. I'm breathing out because, it's exhausting. And somehow it's not exhausting to keep sitting here spinning around and playing the game. I mean, I'm not playing try hard. Whenever I play try hard, I'm not even sure if it even helps me, to be honest. But I do react faster and stuff. I suppose that would be a difference. Maybe I should finish my coffee now. I didn't put ice in it yet, but, maybe I should finish it. Because earlier today, before I slept about 4 or 5 hours ago, I was drinking coffee. And I thought, maybe this will help me stay up a little bit longer so I can fix my schedule and be prepared for the tournament when it happens. But no, I ended up falling asleep. I couldn't do it. Aha, goodbye, evaluator. So I'm thinking maybe I should go back to playing relaxed. Although it wouldn't really do me very much good. I don't know. In 2015 and 2016, I started playing aggressively and just charging into the fray because force tie was a thing and my goal was getting kills. It wasn't survival. So if I could kill anybody at all, then I was satisfied. And that was the game. That's all it was for me. Just getting kills. Kills was everything. KD meant nothing. I mean, coming from Halo, KD meant something, but not in Roblox. Getting a kill was good enough for me. But now I don't know. So I told my dad about these videos. As ironic as this is. Anyways, he knows about my videos. It's not really anything new, but he saw these videos and he said that I should just do streaming because it seems like my kind of content of just talking randomly. If I did streaming, I would have a chat and I could talk to y'all directly, and it wouldn't be so necessarily boring. I wouldn't just be staring at a screen, not saying anything because I don't have anything to talk about. But at the same time, I don't know. I've tried streaming before. I've done that. And I tell you, it's hard to stare at both the chat and the game at the same time. I could glance at it every now and again, like people do, I guess. Streamers do that, but I don't know. I don't know if that's what I want to do. But it would get me some kind of money, I suppose. I don't know if I had a subscribing thing, but there wouldn't be anything for subscribing to me. It would be kind of just, I don't know, pointless, I guess. Silly though. Who subscribes to a Roblox streamer? I don't know. Maybe some people do, but it seems like a silly idea. And I tell you, I did actually start my stuff, YouTube and everything on Twitch because they made Twitch integratable or usable into the Xbox One, and I streamed some Destiny. And let me tell you this wonderful story of Destiny, where I was streaming the game, and we were about to do a raid, and I was like, you know what? I'm hungry, and it's lunchtime. So I went and I microwaved some corn dogs. And I ate the corn dogs on stream, on camera. Everybody could see me eating. So I was just sitting there eating for about 5 minutes. Some people joined the stream awkwardly and left without saying anything. And it was just, I don't know, maybe it was hilarious. Who knows? But anyways, people could see me eating. And I think I might have that saved somewhere. Maybe. And if I don't, then I don't. But, you know, that's the first thing I did on Twitch. And, you know, I've watched some Twitch streamers and people like, what's his name? Like Lobos. Lobos does Dark Souls streams and games of that nature all the time, challenge runs and things, mods and stuff. And I would have to say some adult age content, I would say. But anyway, that's what he does. I don't watch him all the time. I watched some Elden Ring stuff and some Dark Souls stuff, and I've watched his Dark Souls for a while. That's definitely something because he was interesting to watch. He was interesting to just listen to at the, while I was playing Ovorion or something. Ovorion's a space game. But anyway, I would just watch him do his stuff. And anyway, the point is that he would order food and eat and stuff during his stream. And the average thing that he does when he does that is he turns off his camera because people apparently get disturbed whenever you eat food on stream. That, or maybe it's embarrassing to be watched eating. I don't know. But I didn't mind. Maybe it's content. Maybe some people like the disturbing aspect of watching someone eat on stream. I don't know. I think it's a bit weird, but it is what it is, especially when you don't have the ability to. I mean, the ability isn't the right word, but especially when you don't know how to just edit your stuff or whatever on the fly. And on Xbox, it was direct stream, so I don't think there was a way to turn off that camera or anything. Oh. Also, I don't know if you're noticing, but while I'm playing the game, I'm a bit lethargic. I'm not extremely precise in my movements. And I'm not wiggling like this. I mean, I am sometimes, but, just, yeah. Sleepy. Maybe I should just start classicing. Classicing ain't so bad. It's fun. Woohoo. Whenever you do classicing, you don't really have to do any kind of movement with your right arm. It's just, I mean, you can click, but that's about it. It's ridiculous that I killed that guy right there. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how he died. Hmm. You know, let's go watch some 1v1s. All right, well, that was quick. Nobody's 1v1ing. Emotes. So hilarious. This guy is toying with me. Oh, I got him. Yay. He's going easy on me. Definitely. There's no way I would be doing this well if he wasn't going easy on me. However, we're trading blows 1-for-1, it seems. This is just, I don't know. And I'm dead. I think I'll end my video here because I'm not talking. And I've been told that my videos, whenever I'm not talking, are extremely boring. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it here and not let it stretch on for too long. So if you enjoyed this video, then leave a like. If you didn't, then I understand completely because I didn't talk very much. But if you did, leave a like, subscribe, and I will be making more in the future. I am going to make one about specifically my perspective in the tournament and stuff. So, yeah. Goodbye. See you next time.